Now that we've imported some models from PNG files and also models from the 3D warehouse, we're going to look at actually importing models from other 3D applications. So we're going to be doing this through a file that's called a 3ds file, or you might even be able to find what's called an OBJ, an object file. The 3ds is basically from Studio Max and the object file is Wavefront, but those are two pretty common file formats to be able to bring them in. So we might want to find some websites that have files. So here's artist3d.com, and if you go over to architecture or electronics or households, any of these, I'll go over to transportation, that's where I am right now. You'll see I have lots of different models here, and most of these are going to be in 3ds files. Occasionally you might see a C4D, and that one might not be able to be imported. But for instance, this is a bus, and if I want to use this, I can come down here and download that particular bus and then extract the files and get ready to import them. This is 3D models. For some reason it's not showing me right now. For some reason the website is not coming up, but that's another place that I've been able to find some models as well, and sometimes you just have to look. So I'm just going to skip that for right now. Anyway, I need to import this model, so I've got some models that I've already saved. I've got a F50 here, and then also a street lamppost, and those are both 3ds files. So I'm going to come to File, Import. Let me go back to the file where we have the models, and now I need to go to the different types of files I want to import. So it looks like we can import the 3ds file pretty easily here. So that seems to be the file format it likes to bring in. So there is my 3ds file of a big huge Porsche, or Ferrari I guess, and now I just need to scale it down to fit. Might go a little bit slow if you're dealing with pretty high quality models. And obviously this thing is far away, so I'm going to have to move it. Whoops, I did rotate accidentally. So let me hit the move tool, click on the object, and try and take it over to where it needs to go. Now of course we would then move this object to where it needs to be and rotate it and scale it so that it would fit in. But I'm actually bringing in a model from an external 3ds file, which is kind of nice. It's pretty cool. We might need to make sure that this does not have any styles applied, so we can't see any lines, but we'll be doing that later. So you'll see it looks a lot better when we have the edges turned off. So it looks pretty good. Don't be worried about the fact that you have the edges, and we'll be dealing with that when we render here in a minute anyway. But I do want you to try and find at least one or two little 3ds files that you can bring in. Just be aware that you don't want them to be huge in resolution. You can see the 577K versus the 800K is going to be a little bit different, but just don't bring in one that's something like 3000K, because that'll be a pretty complex model, and each time that you save your SketchUp file, it will have to save that geometry with it, and the more geometry you have in your scene, the slower it will render when we get to that in the next tutorial. So go on. Thanks.